Did you know that a single change in how you walk could be the key to preventing a life-altering fall? It might sound surprising, but every year, 1 in 4 Americans over the age of 65 experiences a fall, and most of those falls don't happen because of weakness or bad luck. They happen because of small, unnoticed habits that build up over time. But here's the good news. Just as those habits can increase your risk, they can also be replaced with smarter, safer ways to move. And the difference? It could mean the freedom to live your life without fear. Now, imagine walking down your hallway or strolling through the park, not cautiously or uncertainly, but with a quiet confidence in your step, your posture aligned, your movement smooth, your balance steady. What if that was possible not through grueling workouts or expensive therapy, but through 7 simple techniques that any older adult can learn? Techniques backed by science and real-life success stories? That's exactly what this guide is about. In the next few moments, you'll discover how older adults like Thomas, a 72-year-old man who once faced 3 falls in 6 months, completely transformed the way they walk. And in doing so, they didn't just prevent falls, they reclaimed joy, independence, and vitality. You may think walking is something you've already mastered, but what if everything you thought you knew was slightly off? Get ready to learn the small secrets that create big changes, because it's never too late to walk stronger, steadier, and with more confidence than you ever thought possible. 1. Falls are a leading risk for older adults, but preventable. For millions of Americans over 65, a fall isn't just a stumble, it can be a life-altering event. Yet few realize just how common and serious the danger really is. 1 in 4 older adults experiences a fall each year, and for many the consequences go far beyond a bruise or a scare. Falls are, in fact, the leading cause of injury-related death among people over 60 in the United States. But here's the truth that too few people are talking about. Most falls are not random accidents or an inevitable part of aging. They are often the result of outdated walking patterns and habits that can be identified, corrected, and replaced with smarter techniques. What's truly fascinating and hopeful is that a small but growing number of older adults are defying these statistics. They walk with calm confidence, fluid balance, and remarkable steadiness, even into their late 80s and 90s. They haven't found some secret elixir of youth. What they've discovered is a smarter way to move, techniques grounded in medical science and refined by real-life practice. Take Thomas, a 72-year-old retired engineer who suffered 3 serious falls in just 6 months. The final fall left him with a fractured hip and the frightening possibility of losing his independence forever. But through expert guidance and 7 powerful walking strategies, Thomas turned his life around. He didn't just recover, he became stronger and more stable than he had been in years. Today, he hikes moderate trails with his grandchildren and no longer fears a simple walk to the mailbox. Why does this matter? Because behind every fall statistic is a person, someone's spouse, sibling, or grandparent, whose life can be disrupted or even ended by something as routine as walking across a kitchen floor. And while some risk factors, like aging nerves or arthritis, may be out of our control, the way we walk is not. Geriatric physical therapists and balance researchers have studied these issues for decades. They've discovered that most falls happen not because of slippery floors or poor lighting, but because of how we move. And yet, the techniques that make the biggest difference are rarely taught to the public. These strategies are subtle, not strenuous. They don't involve hours at the gym or expensive equipment. They're small shifts in posture, gaze, and motion that gradually become second nature, and they work. For older adults, especially those who've already had a fall or have started to feel a little less steady, these methods can be life-changing. They offer more than just protection from injury. They offer freedom, the freedom to go for a walk, shop independently, or visit family without the looming fear of a fall. So let this be the turning point. Let's stop thinking of falls as just part of getting old. Let's start seeing them for what they truly are: preventable, predictable, and best of all, fixable. Because no one should have to give up their independence just to stay safe. With the right knowledge and a few simple steps, we can walk with purpose, move with confidence, and age with strength. 2. The three-point gaze technique improves posture and balance. When was the last time you noticed where you look when you walk? It might seem like a small detail, but for older adults, this one habit can be the difference between walking safely and facing a devastating fall. Many people over 65 are taught to watch their step, which often leads to looking down at the ground. But surprisingly, this well-meaning instinct may actually increase your risk of falling. Let's talk about a better way, one that restores balance, lifts your posture, and gives you back your confidence with every step: the three-point gaze technique. This method isn't complicated, but it's revolutionary. It begins with a shift in focus, literally. Instead of staring at your feet or the floor just ahead of you, the three-point gaze encourages you to lift your line of sight and expand your awareness. Step 1. Choose a near point about 10 to 15 feet in front of you. This is your active scanning zone. It gives you time to spot uneven pavement, curbs, or obstacles while maintaining a healthy upright posture. Step 2. Every 10 to 15 seconds, shift your eyes to the far point, the horizon, or your walking destination. This naturally resets your spine, opens your chest, and keeps your head aligned with your shoulders. Step 3. Activate your peripheral vision. This means letting your side awareness quietly take in nearby movement, steps, or surfaces without needing to turn your head. Now you might think, won't I trip if I'm not looking straight down? That's exactly what Thomas, our 72-year-old trailblazer, thought when he first tried it. After his third fall and a painful hip fracture, he was afraid to look anywhere but down. But with the help of his physical therapist, Thomas gave this technique a try. Within just 2 weeks, his walking transformed. He stood taller, his breathing improved, his confidence came back. His daughter said he looked years younger, not from vanity, but from vitality. There's solid science behind this. Studies in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity show that older adults who look down while walking experience increased postural sway and shorter steps, both signs of instability. But those who used the three-point gaze showed smoother strides, better reaction times to unexpected changes, and significantly reduced fall risk. More importantly, this technique isn't about strain or effort. It's about awareness. It teaches your body to walk with intention and your eyes to guide your center of balance. It reconnects your vision and movement in a way that supports your whole body. Imagine this. You're walking through the park. Instead of staring at the concrete, your gaze is gently ahead, taking in trees, birds, and sunlight. You feel upright, stable, and relaxed. That's the three-point gaze in action, not just helping you move, but helping you live fully and fearlessly. So the next time you step outside, ask yourself, where am I looking? Try this technique. Give your eyes the job of guiding your stability, not your anxiety. Because walking safely doesn't start at your feet. It starts with your focus.
If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward.
3. Heel-to-toe roll restores natural walking mechanics. For many older adults, walking used to be second nature. But somewhere along the way, maybe after an injury or simply from years of moving cautiously, walking can start to feel stiff, unsteady, or just off. What most don't realize is that a small but critical part of the walking process often goes wrong as we age: the way our feet contact the ground, and correcting it through the powerful heel-to-toe roll can completely change how you move through life. Watch a young child walk, and you'll notice something remarkable. Their steps are fluid, their motion smooth. They step heel first, roll forward through their foot, and push off confidently with their toes. That's not just cute toddler grace, it's how the human body is designed to walk. But as we get older, many of us unknowingly adopt unhealthy patterns. Some begin walking flat-footed, slapping the entire foot down at once. Others go toe first, especially if they're fearful of tripping. Both patterns rob your stride of stability and shock absorption. That's where the heel-to-toe roll comes in. It's more than just a technique. It's a return to natural, balanced motion. Here's how it works. With each step, your heel should strike the ground first. Then your weight rolls gently along the outside edge of your foot, finishing with a push from your toes. This smooth, deliberate sequence keeps your foot in contact with the ground longer and gives your ankle, knee, and hip the support they need to absorb impact and maintain balance. Thomas, the 72-year-old who'd experienced 3 falls in 6 months, realized he had been walking flat-footed for years. When his physical therapist introduced the heel-to-toe roll, it felt strange at first, almost exaggerated. But by week 3, he noticed a major shift. His balance improved. His stride felt more controlled. He even said, "It felt like I had rediscovered the rhythm of walking." There's powerful science behind this. Dr. James Richardson, a gait specialist with over 30 years of research, explains that the heel-to-toe pattern engages your entire leg's kinetic chain, distributing force evenly. That means less strain on your joints, fewer unstable wobbles, and greater overall control. For seniors with arthritis or foot discomfort, starting gently is key. Shorten your steps at first. Wear supportive shoes that allow for a proper roll. As you build comfort and confidence, your natural stride will return, and with it, a new sense of steadiness. A simple way to practice: take 5 slow steps right now. Focus on the feel of your heel hitting first, the roll through the foot, and the gentle push-off from your toes. Don't rush. Feel the ground beneath you. Each step becomes a moment of connection, not just with the floor, but with your body's deep knowledge of how to move. The heel-to-toe roll isn't about looking athletic or impressing anyone. It's about reclaiming your natural gait. It's about making each walk safer, smoother, and more enjoyable. You deserve to walk without fear. You deserve to walk with pride. And it begins, quite literally, by putting your best heel forward. Fourth, core engagement adds hidden stability. When most people hear the word core, they picture gym workouts, crunches, or fitness influencers showing off sculpted abs. But for older adults, the core isn't about vanity. It's about stability, strength, and safety. The core muscles are the body's central support system, and when used properly, they can transform the way you walk and dramatically lower your risk of falling. This isn't about exercise routines or six-packs. It's about learning to gently engage the muscles that hold you upright and balanced every time you take a step. Think of your body like a tall tree. Your legs are the roots and your shoulders are the branches. But it's the trunk, your core, that keeps everything upright and steady in the wind. As we age, many of us lose touch with this part of our body. We let our midsection relax while walking, unaware that this slackness puts extra pressure on our hips, knees, and lower back. Over time, this imbalance creates instability. You may not notice it right away, but it often shows up as wobbles, stumbles, or even falls. That's where the core engagement technique comes in. And the good news? You don't need to do a single sit-up. The method, often taught by geriatric physical therapists, is called the zip-up technique. It's a subtle, powerful move that anyone can learn. Imagine gently drawing your belly button in toward your spine, not sucking in your stomach, just lightly tightening as if zipping up a jacket. You're not trying to brace or hold your breath. You're simply waking up the muscles that keep your spine aligned and your balance centered. Thomas, the 72-year-old who'd already transformed his gaze and footwork, admitted he'd never once thought about his stomach muscles while walking. But once he tried the zip-up method, the difference was immediate. It was like someone tightened the bolts on a loose chair, he said. Everything felt sturdier. To help himself remember, Thomas placed small colored dots around his home, on the fridge, bathroom mirror, and front door. Each time he saw a dot, he'd engage his core for a minute while walking. Eventually, it became second nature. Why does this work? Because when your core is activated, your entire movement system becomes more coordinated. The National Institute on Aging found that older adults who engaged their core while walking recovered more quickly from slips, responded better to uneven ground, and experienced fewer balance-related falls. A gentle word of caution: don't overdo it. This isn't about tensing up. In fact, too much engagement can create stiffness. Aim for about 20 to 30% of your maximum effort, just enough to create light support. You should still be able to breathe and speak normally. Try it right now. Stand up, take a deep breath, and gently pull your belly button in. Now walk across the room. Notice how you feel. Lighter, more centered, more in control. That's your core doing its job. So the next time you take a walk, whether it's down the hallway or around the block, remember that true balance doesn't start in your feet. It starts in your center. Engage your core, and you'll rediscover the grounded, graceful motion your body was built for. It's not about strength, it's about support. And with the right support, you can walk through the world with dignity and confidence, every single step of the way.
If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward.
5. Arm swing reset restores. Natural counterbalance. It might seem like a small thing, how your arms move when you walk, but for older adults, it can make a world of difference. Picture how a healthy child walks. Relaxed arms swinging gently by their sides, rhythmically moving opposite to their legs. Now contrast that with what we often see in aging adults. Arms stiff, barely moving, sometimes even clutched together in front of the body out of habit or fear. This small shift in movement, this quiet stiffening, can quietly steal your balance. But the good news is, with a few easy adjustments, your arm swing can become a powerful secret weapon in preventing falls. What many seniors don't realize is that your arms serve as natural counterbalances. As your right leg steps forward, your left arm swings forward, and vice versa. This isn't random, it's a built-in stabilizing system that helps you stay upright, centered, and balanced. When this rhythm is lost or restricted, your torso tends to rotate more, your energy drains quicker, and your balance becomes less reliable. Reintroducing the natural arm swing reactivates this system, bringing more coordination, energy, and ease to your walk. This technique is known as the arm swing reset, and it's exactly what helped Thomas, our retired engineer, feel like himself again after a painful fall. After working on his gaze, step pattern, and core, his physical therapist noticed something else. His arms weren't swinging. In fact, they were stiff and motionless. Thomas hadn't even realized it. He started retraining the movement with a simple exercise plan, and within days, he felt lighter, more fluid, and more secure. So how do you do it correctly? First, bend your arms gently at about a 45-degree angle. Let them swing front to back, not side to side, with each step. The motion should be relaxed, not forced. Imagine your hands brushing past your hip pockets as you walk. Avoid swinging across your chest, which can throw off your balance. Think of your arms as soft pendulums moving in rhythm with your legs, in parallel lines, not crisscrossing the center of your body. Thomas's 3-day practice plan is easy and effective. On day 1, he exaggerated the arm swing for 5 minutes to awaken the muscles and retrain the coordination. On day 2, he walked normally but focused on the synchronization between arms and legs. On day 3, he added relaxation, consciously releasing tension from his shoulders as he walked. The results were dramatic. Not only did his walking look smoother, but he said he actually felt younger, and his daughter noticed before he even mentioned the change. Scientific studies back this up. Gait analysis from the University of Michigan showed that restoring arm swing in older adults reduced energy usage by nearly 8%, improved reaction to stumbles by 15%, and reduced fall risk by up to 30%. That's a massive benefit from such a simple change. If you've been walking with your arms stiff or still, you're not alone. But now you know better, and you can do better. Try it today. Take a short walk and allow your arms to move naturally. Pay attention to how you feel. More in sync, more balanced, and more alive. Walking isn't just about the legs. Your whole body participates in every step. When your arms swing freely, your body regains its rhythm. Your mind relaxes, and your spirit rises. Restore that natural flow and walk forward with strength and grace. 6. Proper footwear and foot strength are foundational. Most of us were never taught how much our shoes and the muscles in our feet affect our balance. We assume comfortable shoes are good shoes, and we go for cushioned soles, soft slip-ons, or even house slippers that promise ease. But for older adults, the wrong footwear can quietly sabotage stability. Add weakened foot muscles from decades of disuse, and suddenly you're walking with less feedback, less control, and far more risk. The truth is, your feet are your foundation. They house over 200,000 nerve endings, each sending signals to your brain to tell it where you are and how to respond. But with age, two things happen. Those nerves become less sensitive, a condition called peripheral neuropathy, and the small muscles in the feet weaken. Worse, overly cushioned or rigid shoes block critical feedback from the ground, creating what experts call proprioceptive insulation. It's like walking blindfolded from the ankles down. That was exactly the case for Thomas, who believed his thick-soled slip-ons were ideal for an older man. But his therapist called them balance blockers and showed him how they were actually increasing his fall risk. The fix? Switching to shoes with 3 essential features: a low, wide heel, no more than 1 inch difference from toe to heel, a thin but flexible sole, especially in the forefoot, and secure fastenings like laces or strong Velcro. No more slip-ons. The difference was immediate. Thomas could feel the ground again. His steps became steadier. He was more aware, more responsive. But that wasn't all. He also began strengthening the muscles in his feet, a simple but powerful daily routine. First, toe spreading. Seated, spread toes wide and hold for 5 seconds. Then towel gripping. Place a towel on the floor and scrunch it toward you using only your toes. Finally, marble pickup. Using your toes, lift marbles off the floor and place them in a bowl. These exercises take just 5 to 10 minutes a day and are remarkably effective. A 6-week study published in the Journal of Podiatric Medicine showed that seniors who performed these exercises increased their balance scores by 30%. Even better, they reported greater confidence walking on grass, gravel, or uneven surfaces, situations where falls often happen. So take a moment and look at your shoes. Do they provide feedback? Are they flexible and secure? Do they support, not isolate, your natural movement? If not, it might be time for a change. Your safety is worth more than the convenience of a slip-on. Your feet are where balance begins. Treat them with care. Strengthen them. Give them the right tools. Because when your foundation is strong, every step you take becomes a step toward freedom, not fear. 7. The widened base technique prevents side-to-side wobble. Have you ever watched someone walk as if they're on a tightrope? One foot placed directly in front of the other, narrow and unsure? For many older adults, this is more common than they realize. Over time, we develop habits that feel normal, but are anything but stable. One of the most dangerous of these habits is walking with feet too close together. It reduces your base of support and makes even small imbalances more likely to turn into a fall. The solution is both simple and powerful. The widened base technique. Think of your feet as the legs of a sturdy table. If they're too close, the table wobbles with the slightest movement. But when they're spaced correctly, about hip width apart, that table becomes rock solid. The same principle applies to walking. When your steps are aligned with your hip bones, you form what experts call a stability rectangle. This invisible rectangle beneath you provides a wider base that dramatically improves balance and reduces side-to-side sway. For Thomas, this was a life-changing insight. Despite already improving his posture, footwork, and core, he still felt unsteady on uneven ground. Then his therapist pointed out that he was walking in a narrow line, his feet nearly crossing over each other. "I had no idea I'd been doing that for years," he said. "Once I made the change, I felt like my entire body was more grounded." To retrain his steps, Thomas used a clever technique. He placed 2 parallel strips of painter's tape in his hallway, spaced hip-width apart. Every day, he'd walk that hallway, making sure each foot stayed on its side of the track. Within 2 weeks, his new walking pattern became automatic. He even noticed more stability while walking on gravel paths and grassy lawns with his grandkids. The right width depends slightly on your height and build. Taller individuals may need a slightly wider stance, while those with hip pain may need to start narrower and gradually adjust. The goal isn't to waddle, but to align your feet with your natural anatomy. A great mental trick? Imagine walking on railroad tracks. Your feet should never cross over the other rail. Scientific backing for this technique comes from the Gait and Balance Laboratory at Johns Hopkins, where researchers found that older adults using a widened base reduced their lateral sway by up to 40%, a key predictor of fall risk. Additionally, fewer compensatory arm movements were needed to stay upright, which means less strain on the rest of the body. Take a moment today and watch how you walk. Do your feet stay beneath your hips, or do they cross that center line? Small changes in step width can lead to big changes in confidence, control, and safety. When you widen your base, you don't just create physical stability, you create emotional assurance. You walk more calmly, more securely, and with a quiet strength that says, "I've got this."
If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 7 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward.
8. Mindful transitions are critical for fall prevention. Falls rarely happen when we're simply walking in a straight line. The real danger often comes during what experts call transition moments, those short, easily overlooked shifts in movement that occur throughout the day. Standing up from a chair, turning a corner, stepping into the shower, moving from carpet to tile. These are the moments when our balance is most vulnerable, and yet, most of us rush through them without a second thought. That's where the mindful transitions technique becomes a powerful tool for fall prevention and everyday confidence. Thomas, the 72-year-old who had already transformed his walking habits, discovered this final piece of the puzzle after nearly tripping in his narrow hallway one morning. His therapist explained the science behind transitions. As we age, our proprioception, our internal sense of body position, declines. That means the brain needs just a few extra seconds to process changes in movement, direction, or surface. Without that adjustment time, falls happen. But with it, your body regains its rhythm and control. The solution. The 3-second pause. It's simple, yet remarkably effective. Before any transition, standing up, turning around, stepping to the side, pause. Just 3 seconds. During that pause, engage your core. Visually lock on to where you're going. Stabilize your feet. Then move with purpose. Thomas implemented this method in his daily routine by placing small red sticker dots in high-risk transition areas, his favorite recliner, the corner at the bottom of the stairs, and his bathroom doorway. Every time he saw a dot, he paused, refocused, and moved slowly. Within a week, the pause became automatic. The wobbly moments disappeared. Research from the Fall Prevention Laboratory at Oregon Health Sciences University shows that nearly 87% of falls in adults over 65 occur during transitions. But when participants used the 3-second pause, fall incidents dropped by nearly 47%. That's not just a statistic, it's a life-saving shift. You can start today. Choose 3 places in your home where transitions happen. Perhaps your kitchen table, bathroom entrance, and bedroom. Practice pausing at each one. Take a breath, ground yourself, then move. As it becomes routine, you'll find yourself instinctively more stable in every part of your day. Mindful transitions aren't about slowing down life. They're about reclaiming control over how you move through it. They protect your dignity, preserve your freedom, and allow you to age on your terms with strength, grace, and poise. 9. These 7 techniques work together as one system. Imagine a symphony. Each instrument plays a vital part, but when played together, the harmony becomes something greater, something powerful and unforgettable. That's exactly how the 7 walking techniques work. Individually, each one improves a specific aspect of your movement, but when combined, they create a seamless, stable, and confident way of walking that feels as natural as breathing. Thomas didn't just recover from his falls, he redefined how he walked through the world. From his gaze to his foot strength, every change contributed to a transformation that was more than physical. He stood taller, moved smoother, breathed easier, and felt younger. Walking used to feel like a risk, he said. Now it feels like freedom. Let's recap the full system. The 3-point gaze corrects your head and eye position, improving posture and stability. Heel-to-toe roll restores natural stride mechanics, distributing impact safely. Core engagement brings central strength to every step. Arm swing. Reset reactivates your natural counterbalance. Footwear and foot strength create the foundation for safe motion. Widened base. Technique establishes a stable footprint. Mindful transitions protect you during those critical movement shifts. Each of these techniques feeds into the next. They're not isolated tips. They're building blocks of a better way to move. And best of all, they don't require fancy gear or gym memberships.
Thank you for joining us today. We would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today, how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue to create great content to inform and inspire you. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.